Episodes 414 through 416 continue the emotional storyline that followed Warnia's birthday, while introducing new family drama, unexpected humor, and another opportunity for Charlie to quietly change someone's life. These episodes may not be filled with explosive fights, but they remind us why Charlie Wade is different from everyone else around him. He doesn't help people because he's looking for recognition. He helps because that's simply who he is. At the same time, Warnia officially steps into one of the most important leadership roles of her life, while the Kevin family finds itself dealing with yet another embarrassing scandal thanks to Carter Kevin. Charlie keeps his promise. The story returns to Claire's request. Earlier, Claire asked Charlie if he could help one of her high school friends who was preparing for her wedding. This wasn't simply about borrowing an expensive car. It was about restoring someone's dignity. Claire's friend has found herself in an incredibly painful situation. Because she became pregnant before marriage, both families have looked down on her. Instead of celebrating the wedding, the groom's family refuses to provide many of the traditional wedding customs expected on such an important day. Even her own family seems more interested in what financial gifts they might receive than in protecting their daughter's feelings. Claire can't bear watching her friend be humiliated. Without hesitation, Charlie agrees to help. But, as always, Charlie doesn't think small. Instead of arranging one luxury vehicle, he offers two. He even volunteers to personally drive one of the cars himself. It's another reminder that Charlie understands something many wealthy people don't. Sometimes respect is worth more than money. Why this wedding matters. Some viewers may wonder why Charlie is investing so much effort into helping someone he barely knows. The answer is simple. He's not doing it for the bride alone. He's doing it because Claire asked him. Charlie has always shown extraordinary loyalty to Claire. Even after becoming one of the most powerful men in the country, he continues putting her happiness first. If helping one frightened bride allows Claire to sleep peacefully, then Charlie considers it worthwhile. That quiet devotion remains one of Charlie's greatest strengths. Warnia accepts her new responsibility. While Charlie prepares for the wedding, Warnia begins an entirely different journey. She returns to the Smith family estate, where one of the biggest changes in the family's history is taking place. Her grandfather, Cedric, has officially stepped aside. Instead of holding on to power, he publicly places Warnia in the seat of leadership. The symbolic moment is incredibly powerful. Warnia isn't simply inheriting a title, she's inheriting responsibility. Many members of the Smith family accept the decision immediately. Some do so because they genuinely believe Warnia has earned it. Others accept it because they know Charlie Wade stands behind her. Whether they respect her or fear Charlie's influence, the result is the same. Warnia is now the unquestioned leader of one of Oris Hill's most influential families. Cedric's confidence. Cedric's support gives Warnia tremendous confidence. He never hesitates. He never looks back. Instead, he encourages the younger generation to move forward while he offers wisdom from behind the scenes. That's an important lesson many powerful families never learn. Strong leaders know when it's time to pass the torch. Cedric understands that Warnia represents the future of the Smith family. His trust becomes one of the greatest gifts he could ever give his granddaughter. Not everyone is happy. Of course, no change in leadership happens without resistance. Theodore and Honor may have accepted the decision publicly, but deep inside, neither of them is happy.
years of ambition disappear in a single announcement. Now they must answer to someone they once considered their rival. Although they hide most of their resentment, viewers can already sense that future conflicts inside the Smith family may still be waiting. Warnia's greatest challenge won't be becoming family head. It will be keeping everyone united after she gets there. Charlie's influence continues to grow. One interesting detail throughout these episodes is how Charlie's influence continues expanding without him ever asking for power. He doesn't campaign for authority. He doesn't force loyalty. Instead, people naturally trust anyone connected to him because they have witnessed his character. The rejuvenation pills alone transformed Cedric's life. That miracle permanently changed how the Smith family sees Charlie. His reputation now opens doors long before he ever arrives. And that's perhaps the greatest form of influence anyone can have. Not fear, respect.
Carter, Kevin, hits rock bottom. While Charlie quietly changes lives through kindness, Carter Kevin continues proving how arrogance always carries a price. After swallowing the priceless necklace in a desperate attempt to keep it away from Charlie, Carter's situation quickly turns from embarrassing to life-threatening. Doctors determine that the necklace has become lodged inside his body, and emergency surgery is the only option. What began as an act of greed has now become a medical emergency. It's another example of how bad decisions rarely stay small. They continue growing until they affect every part of a person's life. Humiliation doesn't end there. As if surgery wasn't humiliating enough, Carter somehow manages to make the situation even worse. During his stay in the hospital, he becomes involved in inappropriate behavior with a nurse. Before he can cover his tracks, members of the Kevin family unexpectedly arrive. The timing couldn't have been worse. They witness the embarrassing situation for themselves. Instead of receiving sympathy while recovering from surgery, Carter becomes the center of another family scandal. His actions leave everyone shocked, embarrassed, and furious. For a family that values reputation above almost everything else, Carter has once again brought shame to the Kevin name. A reputation falling apart. Throughout Born to Rule, we've watched Carter Kevin make one terrible decision after another. Each mistake chips away at the respect people once had for him. Instead of learning from previous humiliations, he continues acting impulsively. These episodes show that Carter's biggest enemy isn't Charlie Wade. It's his own lack of discipline. Charlie rarely needs to punish Carter directly. Carter repeatedly destroys his own reputation. Sometimes justice doesn't come through revenge. Sometimes people create their own downfall. Charlie and Carter, two completely different men. One of the reasons these 3 episodes work so well is because they constantly compare Charlie and Carter without saying a word. Charlie uses his wealth to restore dignity. Carter uses his position to satisfy his own pride. Charlie quietly helps strangers. Carter embarrasses his own family. Charlie earns loyalty through kindness. Carter loses respect through selfishness. The contrast couldn't be clearer. One man continues rising because he serves others. The other keeps falling because he only serves himself. The bigger lessons. Episodes 414 through 416 are about far more than weddings, family promotions, or hospital scandals. They teach several powerful lessons. First, true leadership is earned through service. Warnia receives the Smith family because she has demonstrated wisdom, humility, and responsibility. Second, kindness often has a greater impact than power. Charlie didn't solve Claire's friend's problem with money alone. He restored her confidence. Sometimes that's the greatest gift anyone can give. Third, pride always comes with consequences. Carter believed he could outsmart everyone. Instead, he became the architect of his own humiliation. Every decision has consequences. These episodes remind us that character matters far more than status. Final thoughts. Episodes 414 through 416 successfully balance heartfelt emotion, family politics, humor, and valuable life lessons. Charlie continues proving why he remains one of the most admired characters in the series. Warnia officially begins her journey as the head of the Smith family, carrying enormous responsibility with grace and determination. Meanwhile, Carter Kevin demonstrates that wealth and influence cannot protect someone from the consequences of poor choices. Each storyline pushes the larger narrative forward while reminding us that the greatest victories often happen quietly. Charlie doesn't need applause. He simply continues doing what's right. And because of that, his influence keeps growing with every episode. Overall, rating 9.5 over 10. These episodes may not feature explosive action scenes, but they deliver excellent character development, meaningful emotional moments, and important story progression that sets up several exciting storylines still to come.